Hey, you're gonna have to send the military. You're gonna have to send the military to get my XEN. If you believed in X1 chain up until this point, you could pretty much put whatever X token you like to put there. They're gonna have to send the military to get it from you. Unless you're mentally not stable or some shit. What's up, y'all? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? I've been trying to get this thing set up for a second. We finally here. What's up, Lita? What up, Dank? Frosty? Shaik? Shaik? I think that's how I say your name. What it do, though? Bud Green, Zenzel Washington, Rolando. The usuals. I would say my local, like if we was like, you know, I go to the gym and shit. So I be like pulling up to the gym and shit. And then like I be seeing the same people like all the time for like the last 3 years since I like started being on this journey of like it's time to get swole, you know, not swole, but you know, like, you know, you never know, like the world getting crazy. So the last thing you want to be is the motherfucker slipping. Don't be the motherfucker slipping, bro. You need to be the one who says, "Oh, you slipped up." Blah. You feel me? That's my energy right now going into my mid-30s, I guess you could say. So, you know, what's funny is when I was hitting the gym, some motherfuckers saw me when I was a skinny, mini, funny looking character. But, you know, I've been seeing these people for like the last 3 years, like in the gym, because we in the gym now. But they was already in the gym, but then I was like, my mind, I'm putting it in the gym. So now, you know, it's funny. See them all the time, say what's up. We don't have much conversation besides what happens in the gym. So that's how I feel about the chat over here on the Crypto Bruh channel. Y'all in the gym, man, and you're gonna be able to say that line, "You wasn't with me shooting in the gym." There's a lot of people right now scrambling, trying to get in the gym, man. Ain't got no memberships though. They out here running in on the court and shit. There's a game going on, you idiots. Can't just run on the court. The fuck? You better get in the stands if you want to join the game. Like I said, you got to get in the gym. AKA Zen Diesel. Let's fucking go. Train train to protect your assets. Facts. What's up, T-Law Fitness? Hex pumps are gonna help Zen pump too. Trust me. I can feel that. I can feel that. Getting artistic with the gym. You feel me, no day? You feel me? They wasn't swimming. They weren't swimming in the waters. We floating now. Let's fucking hash. What's up, Simple? But yeah, yo, T-Law Fitness. You're correct. You are very correct. I am expecting Hex to pump Zen, as well as how I'm expecting Titan to pump Zen. You know what's funny about Titan and why this is on the screen right now and why it's like a tab is because I was like, man, what the fuck going on over here? These niggas, they dumping this shit like, oh yeah, it's the clone is in. Like, you know, I thought the X1, you know, sucks, you know, so like our white paper was gonna, you know, spawn energy around the crypto space for fuck Zen world, you know, and everybody's chart would roar because our white paper sucks and what we've been working on is ass, right? So then I was like, let me go see what's up with Titan to see if it's roaring off of how bad we are. And then tell me why, bruh. I go back in time and shit. Today, by the way, is February 11th, 2025. I have a coffee in my hand, chilling in my Yeti, bitch. And crypto still sucks. But yo, peep this shit. Literally, all right, we gotta go. We gotta show the timestamps. Let me go here and let me find it. Find it. The energy is out of this world, but I do want to find it. So X1 chain. Darn, man, I always do this. This is some PC shit for me. There we go. So X1 chain posted this at 2:57 in the morning American time. I am in New York City, so that's American time. We run on New York. I'm from the West Coast, but that's why I had to move over here so I could get my mind in the gym. All right. But yeah, 257. I'm sleeping and shit. And they dropped this white paper. And tell me why the fuck that shit was a real blow to the Titan, whoever the hell's. They instantly were sniped. They could not stand the words. The words made too much sense. I can see it on the chart. Beautiful. But I thought X1 sucked. I thought it was never coming out. It's whatever though. It's the fuck whatever though. It's your boy Crypto Bro. If you liking the content, make sure you subscribe and shit. I try not to have such a long intro of music, but yeah, sometimes it be like that. The real ones know. That's why they be in the chat. But yeah, hit the like button, subscribe, and the whatnot. If you're watching this on Twitter, go and click the link. Come to YouTube. That's where I look at the actual chat. I don't look at no X chat, no Twitter chat, because I don't know people over there. But yeah, we got the squad over in YouTube. So just pull up, hit the button. All right. And we're talking XEN. This is what we do on this channel. We talk about XEN and its relationship to the overall markets. And right now, this is why we're seeing a lot of positivity, because there's some ambiguity in the major markets, and there's a fucking window of opportunity for opportunists. This is the window. You know who else I seen taking the window? Uniswap. Thought it was kind of ironic that they also decided to. We launched a white paper today, X1 Zen World, and then Uniswap went mainnet or Unichain. So I'm very confused. So it looks like today was a star day, and it makes a lot of other sense too, because there's another thing on the Astro map. If you follow the Crypto Bro channel, you know what time it is, bro. Oops. Hey, all right, whatever. Oh, I have dyslexia, so sometimes I write my sentences backwards. But it'll give me what I want. Whatever. U.S. day today. When is the next one? Show the people. Freaking dumb punk thing. All right, hold on. We got to go back. I thought I can give some ad credit to someone. That ain't working. But there's a full moon on the horizon here. And it's tomorrow. All right, it's the snow moon. So it's not, it's normal activity for what's going on right now. And you should be excited if you are a real motherfucker in the Zen world, because another clue has arisen. Another one, right? So I'm not fucking tripping right now. I'm actually very excited about being included in whatever's going on. Uniswap, they just did the last hurrah. This is the last thing you do. The last thing you do before you're fucking retired. You're out the league. Again, you're not in the gym anymore. You're hanging up the number. All right, it's dropping the chain. So you can only do so much. And it's quite sad, to be honest, to see how many like really good ideas from the past are now going to drown in Ethereum. Like, they're just going to drown. Whatever, though. That's not my fucking area to try to repair. Like, there's a lot better solutions. And I wouldn't be surprised one day to see, Uniswap on Solana, and kind of leveraging EVM world and SVM world, right? Well, we'll see when we get there. But yeah, this has arrived. You can go read about it. It's just a layer 2 though, to Ethereum, settlement layer type shit. So it's fun. But yeah, this is happening in the mainstream markets. We've got Bitcoin sitting pretty. It's like, it's doing exactly what we wanted to do. Man, see, if everybody just would have been conservative crypto, bro, that's this orange line here. I was like, yo, okay, check it out. Carmella lost. It's fine. Trump is the dude, but let's not get too horny and blow off the market, because, we're going to trade sideways anyways, but I was bearish back then. I should have been wearing the red hat and screaming, we're going to the moon, because that was the deception. The deception was we're going to the moon. What we did do, though, is we protected ourselves with finding where the moon potentially could be and we hit it right on the head, 108,000. I don't know how it happened. If you were watching the channel, you saw how we progressively got to that number way the fuck back here. And right now, again, it's following this orange trend because they're squeezing Bitcoin. And they are the banks, the normals, the people who just got here. They just came online. All right. They just got a fucking sidekick and AIM. They're trying to chat. Like, that's what these new newbies are doing. So the banks are pricing their asses in, getting some cheap Bitcoins, getting some cheap Ethereums, right? Because the normal people are selling right in this area. They're really selling big bags because that's the only way to push it down. And you would assume it would do something like this because you're selling. But nah, this was like engineered, like catastrophic sell-off. Today's sell-off again, and this is all fabricated because we already know Ethereum has an upgrade coming out. When is it drop? When is that? What is it called? Everybody got a video on it. Oh yeah, Pectra, Ethereum's Pectra upgrade. Oh, it's just sometime in March. Okay, so they'll probably just pick a block and be like, oh, when we get to that block, everything after that block will be running on specific code or specific data set or framework with all agreed upon upgrades to expand the blocks and all that other shit, right? So my whole take on this is this is propaganda. I'm a hater. Nah, but this right here, this shit is what the fuck ever, because it doesn't really matter. It's not going to help Ethereum. If it was going to help Ethereum, then Uniswap didn't need to make a sidechain. Like, that's how much of a fucking shit show this shit is. Like, you got Ethereum upgrading and you got Uniswap, the biggest app on fucking ETH, making a sidechain. They're all in cahoots. Fuck them all. But what's funny about it all is, again, they're gonna pump gas. We know this is what they're gonna do. It's just part of the protocol, right? Right now, there's a lot of speculation. Oh wow, they changed the heat map. They changed the heat map. They changed the heat map. Yo, Ethereum is different now, bro. They're so different. I was just talking to myself. No, I'm just kidding. I was typing something and I stopped because I was thinking about mining algorithms, because that's what I'm on right now in the Zen world. It's like this mining thing. And yo, don't worry, I'm gonna get to this white paper, man. You should read it. It's super epic. But again, the game is running right now. All right. You can spend time reading this white paper. I'm not gonna read it to your ass. Like, you can turn on the GPT, you could drop it in, you could do anything you want to do. It's still a pickup game until X1 chain. All right. So you handle that. But right now we saying fuck Ethereum. Okay. If you can't handle that, drop from the stream. Fuck Ethereum. All right. And they just changed the whole shit. The whole heat map. Why they adjust the heat map? So they saying it's not going to go back to 100? Now hot is 10? What the fuck is this? See, this is the collusion of information that we can't get because we not on the same page. I'm sorry, I'm getting super turned up because we not on the same page. What the fuck is this? You know, I mean, this is funny. Whatever though. Fuck Ethereum. I'm just there for the gains. I would have never thought I would have said I'm just on ETH for the gains. There's like really nothing else to take from ETH. You better not be taking no inspiration from it, because you're just like, you as somebody said yesterday, you still in demo mode. Like, you on a demo disc. You fucking around with exploring Ethereum. Like bro, you got 5 demo games on your disc right now. You think you playing the game and shit. No, you're not. And I can't believe it. Like, they really lessened the heat map. What the fuck happens? Is it gonna turn purple, blue, or some red shit when it go back to 100, or is that dead? It's never gonna go back there. The heat map adjusts. They can hit you with the Kanye shrug if you ask them, why'd you adjust the heat map? It adjusts. That's so funny. Damn. Man, that shit got me going crazy right now in my head because, yeah, when this upgrade comes out, we know they're going to expand gas. With the way they're going to do it is they're going to add a bunch of tests, again, more demos to Ethereum in the form of activity to act as if that is the future of this thing. Meanwhile, you're going to have blockchains like Solana like putting their foot in the daily transactions because, again, the game is about blocks. It's not about shelving yourself and basically creating a world like a Disneyland. Like it was Disneyland, but it was like one you could just pull up and jump the gate and just start fucking doing whatever you want. You know, not like old school Disneyland. Hey, I just recently went to Disneyland and I was mind blown at how centralized it is. I remember you could literally just go to Disneyland. Like if you knew someone who worked there, like they could hook you up to get in. Like now, like they might lose their job because of how centralized that one person walking into Disneyland is, you know? And that like gated experience is monetizable. Like you can monetize that. Disneyland's or Disney is the great case study for that product market fit of they don't give a fuck. They gonna come here anyways, you know? And I feel like that's Ethereum now. Like we could point out all their flaws, but it doesn't matter because there's always going to be people who believe that this is like the next thing. Like this is their opportunity, right? Same with Bitcoin. Like people will always think this is my opportunity. I have to be here. I have to put all my attention here. I have to make sure I direct all of my belief and strategy towards this notion, you know, like of Ethereum. Like I truly believe when you're in Zen, you actually aren't representing any sort of brand besides the ultimate brand. Like there's like, it's like, there's nothing more ultimate than this one particular brand, similar to the Bitcoin notion and why it has the largest TVL. It's the biggest brand in crypto. That's all it is. That is the $1.9 trillion in Bitcoin. It's not a secret. It's a big ass brand with a lot of interest, right? The interest being the SHA-256 password. You know, we're just 15 years in the future and realizing that maybe isn't the best thing to be horny for. Like, okay, cool. Like, oh yeah, the Bitcoin is like fire, like 21 million, you know, and it's going to rule because it's so simple that you could teach people and it's got history. It's got blood, sweat and tears. But, you know, I don't know. Look at this current new government of America, right? Like they're erasing blood, sweat and tears. They don't give a fuck ideology, right? It's everywhere. So don't be surprised as well to maybe see Bitcoin get challenged a little bit in the SHA-256 conversation. Maybe right now people don't care about it, but again, I think this is why we haven't seen movement in the Bitcoin out of the Bitcoin. Right? It's actually all just sitting there. It used to go into Ethereum, but again, ETH is performing horribly through Bitcoin, and then a bunch of people got psyoped and they put that shit in XRP. They put all their Bitcoins in the XRP just to get fucking dumped on. Just for someone to show up and take your Bitcoin back. Sorry, my dude. You hold that XRP coin. I'm gonna take your Bitcoin. Doesn't sound so smart now, you know, if you did that trade. Sorry. Some of the people who feel the smartest are the Solana people. And look at the chart. Like I keep pointing this shit out. This is why the Solana chart looks like this versus Bitcoin. Their Bitcoiners know about the sauce, right? If you are into Zen, you're just honorary in the sauce and you might not understand what's going on. But we are at war with mediocrity. But the thing about mediocrity is it's niche, and there is kind of like this like Twilight Zone in it, where all the like minds of maybe this is too mediocre kind of come and collude at the same time. And again, I think this is like the most rare energy you can mine on Earth, is being really in a space where everybody is like, actually, we need this shit to make sense, right? I think of that as like meme coins, like the way that it's so concentrated on, and how you have gigabrains who were gigabrain about something else. They basically lower their gigabrain to be like, where actually is the common denominator in this thing? Because I can feel it, I just can't comprehend it. So I need to get to its level, right? So in that like exchange of, I guess you can say, vulnerableness, I don't know if that's a word. That's kind of where I see the Solana Bitcoin chart. Like Bitcoiners are being very vulnerable with their exposure to Solana. And because this is the bag, right? This is the bag. In this, again, on this channel, it's your boy Crypto Bro. I talk about Zen, but in its relationship to the mainstream market, because mainstream market is where the money is, right? Because we're too poor to be able to pump our tokens. It's not going to happen amongst the community. Kumbaya community shit is just for the bear market. When the bull market shows up, if your brand cannot create a lot of kumbaya communities, it's fucking dirt. Shit is doo-doo. Like, it's going to be one community and it's not going to be multiple communities. And that's what makes crypto this powerhouse of like branding. Because, you know, you used to have here's a network effect with your mind. Like I can go to another country and be wearing all Nike, and if one person sees sees me in a Nike tracksuit, and they're like, oh shit, like I got one of those, you know, but they don't speak English. They just see me and they connect that language, right? That's the brand, the branding, the objects, like cocoon. That thing is what is being protected right now. And that's kind of why I'm like, yo, no one's going to leak their Bitcoins to a shitty brand. No one's definitely going to leak like value to a really big risk. And that's kind of why, again, yeah, there are a lot of products that are going to fall off because they just don't have the people in the right places, you know, to take them up. Or they're not strategizing, excuse me, they're not strategizing how users interact with their like game that they're inventing. Right? Because we're never going to get another Bitcoin. That's never going to happen. Like you might get really good at catching like 100 X's during the next bull run and then just disappear. Now, what I do think is we'll replicate the recipe of what is Bitcoin, and whatever like Bitcoin has been able to articulate to psychologically make people feel like it's valuable. Like that is what Zen is currently replicating. And you can feel it in every release of its destination, which is, again, it's a game inside of the game. Jack Levin says that he wants to be the biggest burner of X1 or be the biggest burner of Zen, and he's going to make the biggest application to burn Zen, right? And there's no bigger app than the blockchain until we figure out what else is bigger than that. Like what is the ultimate thing that's going to drive attention and create multiple cocoons of strategy where everybody's trying to figure out how their journey is going to best benefit them, because now it's a bigger pie. I was listening to, shout outs to Nakamoto Crypto. Shout outs to you, bro. If you watch the video, say what's up in the comments. But Nakamoto Crypto, he's always trying to make sense of like Cardano and Hex. And it always sounds like he's trying to talk sense in the Hexicans to get them to like understand like the outside like frequency of like how siloed their space is, right? And but he's like also hyper aware that like Cardano also suffers from silo community syndrome. And that's kind of why it's funny when they bash heads, because That's all they got to like create extra friction or frequency, you know, outside of their little silos and whatnot. Zen doesn't have that in its DNA, right? Anybody can actually step in and burn more Zen than Jack if you think you have a better blockchain strategy. Because again, if what we already know is going to happen here, the block like just the white paper came out and price is moving. Nobody has even probably read that shit. There's probably a lot of people who have, but I wouldn't listen to a space just a second ago. Shout out to Mask. Mask turned up, made a space about X1. I'm like, what the fuck does Mask know about X1? Like, what? Why is he making a space? Like, did he read it that fast? Like, is he ready to talk about it? Like, this is the part where they deliver the normal people the strategy of the game, right? Because the only way that Zen can be the most successful is if X1 is the most successful, right? And that's the best part about X1 leveraging the speculation of Zen to help amplify its like energy profile, right? I mean, to me, it's always been amped. I'm reading this thing and I'm just like, yo, they really put it all together. Because a lot of it I've seen throughout the build or discovery phase, the research and development of X1. Because again, this is a community driven experience of how does blockchain become better with all of these bad points that you can just point at, like, or these we have a lot of crutches. Like, there's a lot of crutches in crypto that we just organically accepted. Like I'm saying, X1 white paper come out the same day Uniswap drops Unichain. Like, this should be, we are more disruptive than them on everything. Because I don't give a fuck about this. This does not disrupt my world. This lets me know, like, okay, cool, there's another fucking fragmented, you know, Ethereum thing, you know? It's not really a robust game changer where the game is now over here. All right? And that's why, yo, you need to go read this shit. You can do it however you can. If you don't know how to read, I'll teach you how to read. I don't know. Just kidding. I can't teach you how to read. You're going to have to figure that out. What up, Mind, Body, and Crypto? He's trying. He probably could have had a better title for the spaces introducing the X1 white paper. Yeah, I was like, yo, what the fuck? He firing off. Damn. He said, fuck Sui. But it is fuck Sui. It's all, you know what I'm saying? It's what it is. It's fuck all these chains because they're retarded, you know? They're gimmicks. They're mediocre. They're designed with bad biz nasty logic, as we like to say, you know, biz nasty. Because this is what they're doing. They're monetizing blockchain. They're leveraging greed in their ability. You know, this is a free channel, nigga. What the fuck? Turn up. Like, this is it. We get it now. Monetize the blockchain and flip it. Like I said, the Bitcoin white paper is damn near a scam in 2025. Like, if you want to learn how to scam people, remodel a Bitcoin white paper, put on a suit, airdrop your ass in Africa, India, anywhere in a third world place, and you probably could get 100K like that lady is going. You know, the lady in Pakistan thing. Only thing I could think of is shitcoin nature. I'm like, yo, that is shitcoin nature. Like, there is no better shitcoin than pulling up to Pakistan. I love you guys. If you in Pakistan and you see this video, big ups to you. I don't know how the fuck I ended up in Pakistan, but look at, she gonna go to Pakistan, ask for 100K. That's a meme coin activity. If she gets the 100K and she get the fuck out of Pakistan, man, what a jam. What a jam. You can go and degen out, and then we got the countries coming in too. That's what I am appalled at the earth. This can't be the only planet on that with living people. If this is it, whew, shit. Win Mars. God damn. But yeah, like shout outs to fucking Mask, because yeah, fuck Sui, dude. Fuck everybody who doesn't understand. I went and listened to a Sui space yesterday, and here, I'm gonna give you the deception. I gotta give you the deception piece of where I'm coming from. So I'm in the motherfucking XENblocks chat just recently, and this is what I'm trying to get at. There's these people. We know them. They're here. We see you people because we do have one. You have one thing against me. I can't speak Chinese. I can't speak Spanish. If English isn't your first language and it's hard for you to look at a black person, you're fucked. You're never gonna find crypto, bro. Like, you gotta remove all brainwave activity to like tap in to hear the message, which is the game is yours to win. You just gotta start participating today. You just gotta comprehend the Zen, right? Gotta get the formulas and tap in before everybody else, because they're coming. They're gonna beat on the wall. You just are lucky that like people are scrolling more than they're reading. They can't really sit and read. When this becomes scrollable information, yeah, maybe more people understand X1 chain, but until then, you have a one up if you know how to read. It's weird. But look at this dude named Chin, and this other guy. Let's fucking go. So out of nowhere, these two fools just start going back and forth about the most obnoxious bullshit. Everyone does this, or like, oh yeah, what they were doing was they're coming in, they're causing chaos because there's no XEN mention in the X1 white paper, right? They're causing chaos. Both of these motherfuckers are probably from China. Well, we know Chen is. I don't know who Let's Fucking Go, but I've seen him before. He's also probably from China. And what they're doing is they're stirring up this like thread concept for those who have misunderstanding to think Jack and them are going to forget about X1 chain or about XEN. Like, nigga, the fuck? Like, have you been on this roller coaster the whole time? Why in the fuck are you still going to bring that bullshit in here? Like, oh, it's not in the white paper, so it's not real. It's like, do you guys understand that what the white paper is for is to explain the technical consensus of X1? Like, why our consensus is the shit versus like a Sui, like a Binance, like a Avalanche, like a Bitcoin. Like, these people are really socially engineering in lifetime, and it blows my mind. And what they're doing, they go back and forth. Like, they're creating this ideology that they're being scammed. And then I'm like, man, this dude out of nowhere goes, you sold your wallet, you can't transfer, right? And now they're going to talk about how they were able to transfer, which is going to create another social engineering moment for someone watching this or reading this who doesn't understand what's going on, thinking they can just buy an Ethereum address to gain access to somebody's XEN, right? And also I called him out. I'm like, mind control. Hey, look at this fool even asked me like on some dumb shit. I'm gonna sell it all. It's not good. It's not a good project. This is if someone wants to buy all ready mine XEN 1 million, you can DM me. Chen is a good person. Thank you, man. I was like, see, this is the problem with Zen, but why Zen is gonna be so fucking powerful? Because like the deception is so hard. Like, it's there for you. You just gotta learn how to read. But it's crazy. Yeah, these niggas don't like to read, so it's gonna be easy for someone to swoop right in because you're not gassing up your own representation of what is going on, right? Like, it doesn't matter that XEN, like again, if you get hung up on that one at this particular point, you just hate X1 or Jack Levin because you're not doing any research. Like, the XEN will have its own white paper. Like, the Xenium blockchain will have its own white paper, and then it'll probably articulate its relationship to X1, right? And then you got like, that's one, like, X1 is POS. It has no reason to mention the POW layer because they don't conjunct at any moment in time except for the reward of XEN. When I'm hashing XEN and getting XENblocks, I am not on X1 chain. I am on a different ledger in a different environment. And we're still trying to tap in on what the fuck that even means, because it's now a dormant like basement area that will always be there of storage, essentially. Because every time someone finds a block, the storage of Xenium gets bigger. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It's kind of wild when you really think about it. But that's for another like dreamy day. But that's why, you know, like somebody really isn't in the mix if they can't articulate why XNM isn't mentioned in this white paper. Like it makes it like, again, it does not need to be mentioned because the white paper is designed to teach people about X1. Why X1 is a better consensus mechanism of a chain, as well as a validator set of a chain, as well as a accessible set of shit. I don't know, man. It's got everything, bro. It's just fucking dope. Again, I think it answers the blockchain trilemma with not even, I mean, now the all the content is together. I've been, you know, again, studying the rollout of this blockchain since it was page 11 in the Zen white paper, right? Like this is page 11. The X1 is, this white paper is just a continuation of page 11 of the Zen white paper. Now I got two white papers. Yeah, when you go to page 11 in the Zen white paper, this is where a lot of like minds came together. I'll like never forget when it all clicked. And this is before pre-recorded spaces, so it doesn't exist. Like you had just had to be there. But yeah, it was this page where it clicked for everybody. Like, oh shit, yeah, there really isn't a blockchain that like connects everything together, and it all is kind of like fragmented away from what it's all about, which is the layer one. Like there is actually nothing like that. And again, the ethos, the mindset of Zen is what travels on all the chains. Like if I'm looking at every single Zen on every subnet, that's like the spirit of the Zen is the, you know, protocol native that in which it interacts with, whatever that be. Like that's his spirit. That's his layer one. And Zen is in harmony with that layer one, right? That's why if gas goes up, its price goes up. It's just right now, again, there's a lot of misunderstanding and confusion on how it actually works, because a lot of prior pioneers in Zen did not describe it in a very intimate way. Everyone was describing Zen in a greedy way. And I still hear it to today. That's why I'm like, yo, you don't understand the X1 white paper already. Like you're going to be reading this shit and it's going to go over your head. You'll be reading the white paper because you don't know how to lower your guard to really comprehend why now this shit is in your face in a white paper. Right? That's what I mean. There's be haters that hate Zen so much, they can get to the white paper and still not be able to not hate Zen. They're going to read it in a hater fashion. This is the haterware. They're going to be like, see, optimized validator economics bullshit. Let me read the bullshit. By minimizing hardware bullshit. like I already know that's how fools are going to read it. So that doesn't matter. This thing is built so sound for that notion of like people won't read it and they're going to be free marketing essentially for the blockchain. This is an amazing angle to take for X1 chain. What happens is you have these people who are going to be saying, I have it figured out. And since they think they have it figured out, they're going to be telling everybody their version of the figure out. When there's only one version, because again, Zen brought harmony to all chains. So X1 chain is the most sound. There is no gimmicks. It's all in the white paper. Just read the white paper and it'll tell you how it works. Now, how you fit in the system is the ambiguity that comes with this, right? And this is kind of why I love 3.4 in the white paper, right? In the third area, they're talking about the leader selection mechanism. So this is one of the most important parts of the white paper, because again, what we're selling as our product is our consensus. If the consensus doesn't crash or stall and the consensus is robust, we're more likely to attract everyone. You get me? Like, we're more likely to attract the Bitcoiner, because they'll be like, I think I might need to bet on this future. There's nothing else impressing me. You feel me? Like, that's everybody else doesn't impress the Bitcoin. They lost their B card. I once heard an OG tell me tell Jack he's a Bitcoin vampire, and he came to Hex the vampire attack everybody to get him back into Bitcoin, and that shit still staying with me, because I never understood that. Like, I'm like, how did he get to those words? Like, never would I just walk up to somebody, you're a Bitcoin vampire, you're trying to get people to buy Bitcoins. I'm like, I thought Bitcoin was good. Like, when the fuck did it become a psyop to try to psyop someone to buy Bitcoins? And in that moment, I realized, like, since that moment, it's been more sound that you do want to stay close to Bitcoin. And once someone starts to say, like, oh, we're getting away from that camp or whatever, they're trying to take the community outside of the, I would say, the protection at this point. Crypto's too rare for you to not have the B card. Again, Ethereum got this shit still. It's dormant. There's some people in there with the fucking B card, because they're gonna live and die by Ethereum. So that's why I'm not counting it out. But I know it doesn't have a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking, like, yo, people are gonna get crazy, or a lot of hands are gonna change into XEN, and then a lot of hands will change into X1. So I'm ready to see what happens in that part of the branding and the product. So yeah, if you go read about this leader section mechanism, there's a lot of good in here to kind of keep solidifying that, like, X1 chain is hyper focused on streamlining consensus. So there's no games like there's no games where the blocks are being made, because that's where the money is. The money is on the blocks. Yeah, there's money in the blocks, but that's why Solana is $100 billion, right? Because the blocks that they produce are worth $100 billion. XRP doesn't produce any blocks, and this is why everyone in crypto is saying, what the fuck is this thing doing here? Same with Tether. It doesn't produce any blocks. Why is it here, right? Oh, there's a bunch of dummies in crypto who don't give a fuck, and they don't know how to read. Like, they're waiting for a GPT to tell them, or for it to come up on their scroll machine. Whatever, though, that's just the way it is. And again, that's why I'm like, okay, you could tell from the market caps, this gap between Tether and Ethereum is too large, right? It's just way too large. Not to say I want Tether closer, but the human beings count Tether as a token. I think it's a fucking needs to get out of here syndrome. But yeah, this shit is just too far away, which means there's no app in between 1 and 2. It goes 1, 2, who knows who, right? And we see what it is. It's just people don't understand Solana, because Solana knows they don't need them, right? The Solana doesn't need users to discover how sick it is. You're going to find it because apps are being built on it. Right? Unlike Ethereum, where you need to make a whole ass chain to scale your app, on Solana, you can do it within the chain. So it just keeps you, again, in a public space with more opportunity for more customers. At the end of the day, the products, that's what I'm saying, the block is what's expensive. If people didn't care for real, then it would say it in the blocks. Like, that's like Cardano and Tron. These are, and even Binance Chain. You see, Binance Chain is kind of glowing up right now because memes always make your blocks expensive, because people want to get in the block to buy that meme to make that flip. And again, the meme thing is like a Zen test or some shit. Like, it's like, yeah, like, it's like what Zen has already done it. And that's why, again, we're going to do it again. Like, it's going to be pretty funny to watch when Jack says, oh, X1 on this day, and everybody's chain fucking dies because they're like, they can't handle the load. And there's going to be reason to go to some of these chains because of the way that the G rank is set up. Once people learn how Zen works. But yeah, that's like I don't want to start getting into Zen yet. I just want to talk about this right here. Yo, it's so much good. So much good. All right. So yeah, this is where I'm at with it. The way that our consensus works is we're gonna have something really cool, which is this anti-collision protocol, right? Or anti-collusion protocol. And then these variable random functions, VRF. So essentially it's going to create like a score, and then there's going to be just a little bit of randomness in this score so that you can mine a block. That way, like, everybody's going to be able to mine a block. And what that does is that really opens up the consensus for people to get into the idea. You'll get people who will tell you, like, man, just trade tokens. Don't worry about like getting into the blocks and like learning about the background. You don't need to go into the kitchen, right? Just enjoy the meal. But this is what, again, you don't go to a kitchen and just enjoy the meal. You know how much work went into you enjoying that meal, especially that bitch $300 or some dumb shit. You know how much work went into that meal, that plate, right there, that time, right? And that's why that restaurant exists, because somebody sees the op in that, you, the user, the customer. So don't let a customer psych you out, okay? They don't understand how powerful this is, and this is why this is the kitchen. We got an actual kitchen cooking in X1 chain that a lot of people will they're going to be interested in it because it's different. It's 100% different. And then this is what else makes it like, this is what makes the build, in my opinion, for X1, like the scalability of the consensus. Explained here, you can go read it. But my take on it is right here, optimizing the consensus for scalability by structuring consensus around dynamically formed efficient voting groups. X1 blockchain optimizes scalability, minimizes latency, and significantly reduces the computational load on block leaders. This subcommittee-based structure ensures that consensus remains both performant and decentralized, even as the network's participants scale over time. So this whole block leader computational load thing, that is money in blockchain. That was talking about money right there. They're going to reduce the money so that you can be a block leader in layman's terms. And if you want to be part of this robust system that minimizes latency and optimizes scalability, like you could, again, we've already said this. Well, let me just show you. Goddamn. So in X1 chain already, for the validators that are running validators, I'm not a validator because I kind of just enjoy talking about it. I might make a validator in the future, but maybe I'll save it for the banger. But yeah, right now we're up to 170 total nodes. Good God. 167 block producers, which is pretty great. That's over Nakamoto consensus. And what I'm saying is that there's an incentive to continue to run multiple validators from that line there. That's why you're going to see Joe node 1, Joe node 2, right? You're going to see I love Jack Levin. Yeah, it looks like you got some teams up in here, but you see some that have the same logos and whatnot. But yeah, you're going to see multiple people doing multiple nodes because you can optimize the consensus for yourself. Because since the blockchain is going to reduce the computational load on block leaders, now you don't have to put all your resources into one block leader concept. You can make multiple powerhouses of block leaders, right? That's like when you go to Bitcoin and look at the way that the mempool is working, right? In the mempool, you see dominance, Foundry, Antpool, via BTC, blah, blah, blah. The reason why you're seeing domination in the mining is because in Bitcoin, it's the same theory. Like you want to get bigger data centers with more miners so that you can hash more blocks and be a bigger contributor to the overall network. And that's why there's only so many people who can afford that. Or they're, again, I think the foundry is like Adam Beck's shit or whatever. If I'm not mistaken, I could be incorrect. But it's all OG Bitcoiners. They've monopolized this particular area, but it is the infrastructure in which that keeps Bitcoin alive. So it's their right and duty to do it, right? But that's what has stalled innovation. This theory that you only have to have one, throw all your energy into one, right? We fucking the game up, bro. We're really gonna get people to get out of this notion that you just keep it all in one thing. And this is kind of like this dynamic fee consensus is gonna kind of allow us to do, see, X1 should stay at a buzz when it comes to fees, so that it's not included in the narrative. Like, it's gonna come out the gate with a bunch of features. Like, oh yeah, our fees are super sick with it. Look at all this stuff we have going on. And because we did it right, now we can scale better than others. And that's what I'm saying is going to attract people to X1. They're going to be like, wow, wait, so you mean over time people they might not ever notice fees, messing with them. They might not ever notice the network go down because of fees. Right? That I think is the $1 million banger. Okay. And again, it's only on X1 chain, and it's only achievable because one of the other things is going to be the cost to run. Did they put that here? Essentially, there's no voting. I don't think they put that in here. Maybe it's somewhere here, but I'm moving too fast. But yeah, there's no cost to run a node. You just need hardware. So your upfront cost is more about like buying some software or some hardware so that you can run the software. And eventually, again, I'm thinking that's even to be scaled. But that's what gives us the robust system. Like that's what gives us the ability to do the dynamic transaction scheduling through and thread optimization. Right here, this technology and performance and performance enhancements area, number 7, bitch. I remember when Jack discovered this with Solana, and then I don't know if this is kind of, to me, this is like what sparked a lot of the X1 or like more of the Solana exploration, because when Jack saw like how the base, like when he really saw the base fee and how it was going through 4 threads, and majority of the times they were crashing was because they were redline this particular setup, and then totally would just be like, yeah, we're in beta mode, so like it doesn't really matter we're redlining this setup because this is best setup for our vision, which is it's totally perfect for Solana. And they're scaling the 4 threads, which essentially you can think of as like a fundamental belief of their system, right? Like to tweak Solana is really to tweak the threads. And again, that's why it's like, if you're in Solana, why wouldn't you look at X1 chain? Because it's your chain on fucking crack, right? It's your chain where you can fit a lot in the block online. You know what I'm saying? It's the chain where congestion for releasing something really large could be the scaling thing for you. And then again, the 16 threads to 32 threads, people don't understand that yet. But think of it as like tunnels. So they kind of did that right here with the visual. Like you'll have thread 1, thread 2, thread 3, thread 4. So this is like Solana. And this will also be X1 until you need the other threads. Right? So, and these are like channels. If you know what a processor is, right? You have like a 4-core processor, 8-core processor. Cores are like tunnels. So the same thing in the blockchain world. When we're looking at threads, this is like the processor, and X1's processor has 16 to 32 threads, right? So it's literally this block times 4 times 8, if needed. Like there's no reason to use it all, but for some reason, if you saw a vision or an innovation of like, oh shit, we could do something very out. Well, my thought would be like you're trying to run at the speed of light, and you want a lot of channels for like the rush of the planet or some shit like that. Like you would be able to utilize X1 chain and try to max us out at that 32 threads. But who's to say like someone won't invent something inside of X1 to push it to like 28 or like 128, you know, like the expansion again, that's cool about X1. It's going to be able to scale for the future of whatever we need more input for or throughput. Like if we need more throughput, X1 is going to answer that, and Solana will be your concentrated version of it, where you're saying I know I'm in a limited environment, and you're going to utilize that limited environment to your best ability. And I think, again, I don't think we're in competition. I think there's a selling point there for Solana to continue to be its own playground. Like it works best if someone else does what X1 is doing, handles the load of 16 threads, and then again pushes the envelope with another group of idea or minds. You feel me, to get to that next level. Right, because you got to we are very abstract over here in the Zen world. So we definitely are not running parallel with the continuous market. But again, on this channel, I'm trying to put it all together of how we really are. It's just no one sees us yet. Like we're running side by side, right? You're hearing this right the fuck now. X1 chain is Solana with 4 to 8 times more capacity per whatever the fuck you want to do. It's like amazing. And I love how they called it thread pool capacity, because then it also does make you think of like Solana as like a hashing pool, where like, you know, I mean, I'm not a real developer, I guess, because to me, I'm like, why would I never be on the yacht? Like, why would I ever go back and be on the fishing boat? But, you know, sometimes you got to humble yourself. And I think that's what Solana will be. Solana will be very humbling for anyone who thinks they're the shit on X1. You might go to Solana and be a flop. Be a floppy disk. What's up, y'all? Damn, I haven't even looked at the chat, man. Who the fuck is here chilling with me? Damn, 35 people. Make sure you hit the like button. Hey, 108 views. You already know it's geometry time. What's up, Tree City West? Hashhead Validator started giving out blocks this week. Oh, shit. Yo, Tree, you working. He said win X2. When you make it, bro. That's win X2. You 100% should make a validator, bro. What's up, Sandman? I should, but I'm going to save it because I have a really good idea. And to be honest, like, the education doesn't stop. And I feel like we got to hack it. We got to have the workshop. This needs to get to everybody. Like, this shit does not just stop at a bunch of degens trying to make a buck. Hell to the hell to the hell to the now. This is going to go across the globe. You know, the thing that was the most fascinating, too, about the X1 white paper launch is all of the languages around the telegrams. And that's why, again, I was like, yo, look at these people who are manipulating or taking ignorance in a sense and molding you into what they need you to do. Like, man, language is such a powerful tool of deception. And right now in Zen, a lot of individuals are actually not in America. English is not their first language. This not being in their native language is a mind fuck, because now they got to understand the grammar with translators. So it's really eye-opening to see how international our world is, you know, and knowing that like it's articulated to be extremely powerful to anyone who can understand this white paper. Like, that is massive. I think it's gonna fly over a ton of people's heads. And kind of why, again, like, I'm just like, yo, we gonna let this shit cook. And I hope we get a date on when it comes out soon enough. But again, just being able to, again, digest the white paper, use time right now to digest it, and ask questions that you think other people would ask into like GPT, and really get close to the white paper. Because this is explaining 100% the product in which is being sold. right? We're selling blocks. We're not selling kumbaya. And every chain up until right now has been able to exploit this and give you fucking bullshit. And we haven't gotten away from the Bitcoin. We just haven't gotten away from it. And it's right justice, because Satoshi's vision is dead and everything. It's Satoshi's vision is what made people believe in Bitcoin and brought it to life. Then yeah, like if Satoshi's vision is dead, then you're missing something which is gonna not get the funding. Like you're not gonna get that soul funding. I don't know what you want to call that shit. I don't know. Like, you know, some people, they go to church, they pray their ass off, light a candle, asking for some soul funding. Please, God, give me some soul funding. Fund the soul for me. Right? In Bitcoin, all they literally had to say was, bro, we're going to take over the banks. Look at Satoshi's vision. Look how fair in principle the Bitcoin is and uncorrupted is at its creation. Right? That's the thing about Bitcoin. It's created fair. But after it changes a couple fucking hands, the system becomes extremely unfair. When you read this white paper, you're going to see a lot of that in here, how we're targeting some of the unfair things. One of the things I love in here too is the MEV bots. So they address the MEV bots and they talk about it pretty dope. This is like number 7 or number 6. So yeah, decentralized MEVBot handling and fair execution. XEN blockchain integrates native MEVBot block engine within framework, reducing the this is the word. Okay. XEN blockchain integrates native MEVBlock engine within framework, reducing the profile. That's why, go read it yourself. Of third-party MEV block builders, and ensures a more decentralized and transparent approach to MEV execution. So, if you don't know what MEV is, it's essentially robots that sit on top of the blockchain. Because again, like, people don't understand that what Satoshi did was he gave us the blockchain. Like he figured out how to articulate it so that people would get down with the mission. Now that we're here, everyone is monetizing the blockchain. So whatever is in the blockchain can be monetized. And if you run the blockchain, you can monetize everybody in the chain. So we've been looking for that. But the thing is one of the reasons why I don't think Ethereum has gone up either is that Ethereum is MEV'd hard. And the way that Ethereum approaches this is they let third parties build MEV bots to go head to head. And that's kind of why right now we know Ethereum is dead, because the MEVs aren't even really caring anymore. Right? The MEVs they're here, but they're not here. Like Jared from Subway, he ain't throwing no ETH at this shit no more. Here, we're going to see. Last 24 hours. Okay. MEV. Okay. All right. Jared's still throwing ETH, but it's only 55 ETH. Damn. He's the only person throwing ETH. Damn. He's the only person using Ethereum. Shit. Yeah. You see, MEV bots keep ETH alive. If you were to take away the MEVs, the gas would really go to lower lows. But, yeah, those MEV bots, they live there because there's money to be made on trades and just empty block space, like from people not using the chain, and other people using it and them jumping right in between you using the chain. Right. So what does this mean, though? Like, oh, X1 chain's going to have a fucking middleman bot sandwiching me. Right. Like, nah, like essentially natively integrated, there will be block or MEV block discovery. So there will be an engine hashing throughout the network looking for opportunity. Right. So naturally it's going to be there. But what it does is it disencourages third parties, because now they got to go head to head with the X1 native MEV block engine. And that is going to, again, some people might try it, but it's going to be hard to make money from it. So it essentially nukes those people. And what they plan on doing is they say that they're going to Where's it at? Right here. By embedding these mechanisms, X1 blockchain ensures a decentralized improved validator incentive and establishes a more balanced MEV extraction framework that benefits the entire network. So the safeguards is going to be front-running mitigation, reduces the effort of bots attempting to manipulate transaction orders for profit, ensuring a fair transaction execution process. Fair sequencing mechanisms guarantees that transactions are processed equivalently, preventing the fuck. This is why, go read this shit yourself because I can't get it out right now. This isn't fucking pop read class time, okay? But you can go read it. Prioritize. You guys know I be fucking up on prioritize, man. That shit does not like the flow. Prioritize of specific actors over theirs, whatever. Because this is another thing. You would have like I think one on ETH is called Titan Builder. You have this MEV bot. You might see it a lot. There's one called Beaver. There's one called Titan Builder. And essentially, these are like the people who put MEV on top of ETH, and they run a whole business on that shit. Like, no, this isn't right. But okay, here we go. So you'll have like this Titan Builder, and Beaver Builder. These are like MEVs that are constantly doing transactions and swaps to balance just shit out. Like, I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Like, this isn't my game, you know. I don't play this game. But again, what the problem is the person running this is getting the Ethereum, so they can just dump the price because ETH doesn't have a native way of, filling this ambiguous space called MEV. So with the fair sequencing mechanism that we're gonna have, it like prioritizes that everybody gets the same op, and that everyone is everyone. So like, even if what I'm saying, like, you don't give a fuck about this, but eventually so much supply is being driven back to the chain, they could just burn it, and then it burns XNT based on the MEV, and now it's like headed into disinflationary. Because the MEV is just kicking ass. Pulse Chain, I think, has this too. They have like a trading bot, like a MEV bot, but it just goes back to the OA. Like, everybody usually does that. Like, they throw a MEV on their chain and then they just throw it back into the OA instead of integrating it into the validators. So you see here, validator-driven MEV capture enables validators to directly capture and redistribute MEV rewards into a decentralized manner, eliminating resilience on privileged external searchers. Right? That's why I'm like, we're about to fuck crypto up. Like, this shit is elite. They're not even ready for what's gonna happen. They're not even ready. No one's ready, man. Oh man, what the fuck? Crypto is a love-hate relationship. What else, Avon? Drink more water. I want to get rid of her, but I want to keep her at the same time. Yo, it'd be like that, dog. It'd be like that. It's a hard ex-girlfriend, that thing called crypto. But as long as you got your head right, you get me? Wink, wink. No, as long as the head right, it's gonna get right. And that's kind of what I think Zen is bringing to the table right now. I'm expecting Bitcoin to pull back. If it doesn't pull back, then that's great. We're literally at that like level of belief in the main market. Is that if Bitcoin pulls back, it's gonna pull back, but it's all we got, right? Like, people don't know about X1 yet. That's why Zen's gonna do numbers, because as people figure it out, like, there's nothing to do but to figure out how I get in, right? So they're gonna know about Bitcoin, though. They're gonna know about Ethereum. So these are still really good plays after the blood is done. And again, the full moon is in 2 days. So don't count out the full moon. Here, let me see if I can get a full moon chart on one of these. I just need to get to my object tree. How do you find the object tree, man? I done lost that shit. I always lose my object tree. Like, where the fuck is the object tree? It used to just be right here. It used to be like, oh, there's your object tree. Does anybody know where I can find that shit? Damn. I can't figure it out. What's up, Zen King? Let's go. I just want to override one of these. Oh, can I right click? Oh, okay, there we go. Damn, I'm a little lost. Moving averages. Horizontal line, trend line. And if I gotta move this, I can see the moons. Moon phases. So every time up until this one, so the last moon we had dumped on so the only moon we've dumped on was April 16th, 2024. I don't know, maybe we dump on the last moons, last full moons, but you see every time there's been a full moon, the market recovers. So the full moon is again, it's on the 12th. So today technically would be like a day of good news to fuel the pump of the moon. That's kind of how I've been perceiving these kind of like, these are like free flags. I don't know why they throw them out. It's almost like everybody needs to be on the same stars or some shit. That's kind of how my interpretation is of the sky. Like, the sky is the most expensive NFT on planet Earth. Like, that shit is trapped there. It's been trapped there. Like, everything above us has been trapped there. Isn't that like so fucking crazy? Like, I don't know, maybe I'm the crazy one, but that shit just blows my mind. Like, this whole time, like thousands of years, people just looked up and there's the North Star, there's fucking Saturn, there's fucking Orion's belt. Like, it's just been like that this whole time. Most expensive NFT. That's what you need to collect the stars, bro. If you ain't collecting the stars, you're missing out. But yeah, with that little bit of information, that's why I would expect the market to turn around. But again, it's all based on the market. They got to give something to get something. And, is that what's happening here? Right? Look at this full moon. Fly. This full moon, if you would have just believed, it would have kept flying. But then on this full moon, they got your ass. And it could be in maybe this pattern. Here, let's do a weekly. God damn. All the tops are literally every this chart is still so creepy, bro, because it's like, like what my thought really is like, it's just a signal. Like, the moon is a signal. I'm not crazy. Like, that shit is a signal. Motherfuckers see that shit and they react to it. Like, what is this thing? Like, why do people fucking react to the moon? I guess, it's just behavior. It's probably a whole movie about why people react to the moon. It's like a tide, like, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, all the tops are literally, so yeah, the top is N. Like, this right here would be cinders. This is a cinder right here. Let's see how many times it goes down before it goes up on a big one. So right here is the ride over. Stretch this out a little bit. Let's do some Bitcoin analysis because, this is Ethereum. My bad. Fuck it then. We on ETH. We're also on ETH because ETH need to go up. But yeah, in 2024 March, ETH went bad, but the full moon in February, ETH was up. It was riding. It was going up already. So, I don't know, man. That's like, yeah, I mean, that's really betting on ETH being very positive right now, which again, I believe they have manipulation in their market. So they could probably take it, but if they've really lost their fan base, which I don't believe they have. I mean, you still see a lot of like scammers like trying to promote their Ethereum shit. So, and they're like, please fuck with my scam. Like, please don't leave. So yeah, you might have a lot of that in here. But it looks like after we have how many weeks of sell off right now? One, or yeah, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ethereum's been selling off for 9 weeks. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I should say 10 because the top is really here on December 9th, the week of December 9th. So yeah, it's been 10 weeks since Ethereum has seen its top. And each full moon has been fuel, but it's been more bearish than foolish. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oof. I mean, it could be on some shit like this. The only thing saving it is that the hard fact that this 11 streak candle to like a decision back last year, there was no moon, so that was real free fall shit. That was real like this zone more than it is like this zone. So yeah, man, I mean, I guess you gotta think about it, but I guess I would say, yeah, it's gonna depend on Bitcoin. So let's look at Bitcoin's moon schedule. So we got a popping moon here, a good moon here. So it should kind of do the same thing. It looks like Bitcoin has been very positive every full moon. Every full moon has definitely been a glow up. So, I mean, again, Bitcoin drives markets. So I wouldn't be surprised to see everyone flip bullish because Bitcoin flip bullish. Not because the tech is good. And that's great for everything. Because if everyone's bullish because Bitcoin is bullish, then it's going to be alt season. And everybody's altcoins should go up. And again, I think it's a great time to release a white paper because a lot of people are looking for content to push. They're going to read that white paper to people and they're going to act like they know what the fuck they're talking about. And it's going to help with the marketing because X1 chain is on the way. Like it's on the way. Like the white paper is out, right? So bring it on. Like I'm actually okay with the market pumping because of speculation, not because of technical. It will be 100% speculative market if Bitcoin pumps tomorrow. Like it's going to be P versus P. And you're battling like Brian Armstrong and fucking President Trump. Like this is a real Royal Rumble. They're going to have to send it to Valhalla and you're going to have to sell your Bitcoins. You're going to have to choose which one you want to do. And then in the Zen world, this is going to see how like it sold off. Pay attention to the sell-offs. This is bullish. I'm going to tell you right now. All right. Because you're on the Crypto Bro channel. So you'll peep right now. Where's all the selling coming from? You'll see it's coming from one wallet, 6E8404. Now, something I talked about on the channel is that people have been sending their fucking claims directly to the exchanges. And now the exchanges don't have enough Ethereum or whatever is what on theory is they don't have enough Ethereum to sell every single Zen token back to people. Like I'm expecting one day for there to be like some weird thing that happens with the exchanges. And it might be some Mt. Gox type shit if you got Zen coins in there. That's why I don't do that shit. I do not do the exchange shit. But the fact that they rule the bottom right now makes me so nervous on the future of this part of Zen. But what the fuck ever. Nobody cares. Green candles. So we know that this is who sells. It's not real miners. It's not real consensus. It's all propaganda. It's all propaganda. Gate.io. Going 00. Propaganda. So I'm not sold on these dumps. That's how you know Zen's about to pump hard as fuck because they're going to have to balance their books and they're going to probably cut people off. And that's why I'm going to be really scared for a Xenian on a centralized exchange when they decide that they're going to cut you off because they can't figure it out. It's moving too fast. It's moving too fast. I can't handle it. I can't handle it. They're setting themselves up to get fucked, and it's so crazy to watch because they're letting the robots run. No one over there at these exchanges are paying attention to Zen right now. Gate.io officially dropped under 7 trillion. That is fucking crazy. This Gate.io #1 account has 7 trillion like the rest of these. These are actually being drained. Shit, I need to keep track of these. Because these are getting drained because they're coming back to the decks. Like if you feel what I'm saying, like we wouldn't have access to those coins on Gate.io unless they came back through a Ethereum transaction. Now those coins go back into the liquidity pool of Zen and the fair environment such as Ethereum where everybody can buy them. And these coins in this area are more likely to be held with integrity rather than the Gate.io coins. So my head is just spinning that this shit is really happening. And I'm so curious if this is what happened with the Mt. Gox situation, where all of a sudden it just was gridlock. And if you had your Bitcoins in Mt. Gox because you were trying to cut cash, you were the one who got because that was the game to begin with, was to get you so comfortable and in autopilot mode that you thought nothing can go wrong. And then you thought they were going to be down. But really, they snakes, right? They really snakes. Like all centralized exchanges are snakes. You should not have your coins on a centralized exchange. Like if you can't afford to trade, you should not be trading. Like it's as simple as that. But whatever. Like again, one day it's gonna catch the fuck up, and we're gonna see what happens. I'm gonna have my tokens. I'm gonna watch the chart nuke, and I'm gonna buy the bottom. That's what I know I'm finna to do. I'm planning that shit. But yeah, so again, the chart is pumping off the white paper. It's dumping because the exchanges, people are buying this in too fast over there. So they gotta balance the books. They gotta send some ETH back to the exchange in the name of Zen, right? You're less likely to see people probably put up ETH here because all the smart Zenians are buying it. They're not trying to do the liquidity, put one side on one side. Like if you look at that shit is hilarious. Like ain't nobody doing that shit. Look at 4 a.m. One person put up some ETH. They didn't put up no Zen. Same over here. Somebody put up some ETH, no Zen. Oh, it's this one account. They just putting up ETH, no Zen now. They're like, oh shit, let me catch some Zen. Like, see, like, cause they can't buy 7 ETH worth of Zen at this particular point with all this energy happening, right? They would have been better off buying it right here, but instead they did this. They add and removed right down here. Looks like. Let me see this one. What time is this? February 10th, 8 a.m. Or right here. Yeah, so they removed 7 bill, 74 bill. Oh, and then they added back 5, but then they removed it for some reason, and they were able to add back 7. So I don't know, maybe something balanced out and they were just like, oh, this is a better play. But what I'm getting at is no one's putting up their coins for auction in this dynamic pool. I was watching that full hexologist yesterday. I don't know. I just, sometimes I go around, I be looking at what do you call it? What's that shit called? Like I just be looking on YouTube, trying to see what other people be on. And I came across that hexologist fool, and I was just looking at his shit like, okay, let's see what they doing in Hex World, like how they articulating to their community, how they need to play the game. And then it reminded me of this chart here. This is the original Hex chart. So this is V1. And he was talking about the thing that got me fucked in Hex. So when I was doing Hex, no homo, because there's a lot of guys in Hex, so I was not doing it. Not at all. All right, we're going to scroll back time here for a second. So I had gotten to Hex in this moment. I was minting it. from the DEX or whatever the shit was, the auction. And I got all that fucking hex, and I watched it go. Let's see here, can we do a price range? I watched it go from here to here. I sold right here. I felt so good. It was my first 2000x. I was like, damn, I'm smart as fuck. I sold my hex. I'm tight, right? And then I sold it all. I zeroed out, and I noticed that it kept going. I was like, man, I need to get back into hex. So I ended up buying it again back here in September, because what we were waiting for was big payday, which was coming. I think it was like was it May? When was that big payday? Oh yeah, that's what it was. Okay, so yeah. Big payday happened here in May. And I caught on to the alpha. Cause like, again, I was in the camps. I was listening. And I caught on to the alpha that you get in before big payday because they're gonna dump it afterwards. Like all the hexagons are gonna dump. And I was like, okay, cool. I know what to do. I get in, and then when we get to big payday, I dump. Right. And I was following the ethos of the consensus. They were like, yeah, you should dump. And then I went to the Hexologist YouTube channel during that moment, and he was laughing. And I was like, why? Why is he laughing? Like, they're dumping this shit to shit. Like, it's a whole bunch of weeks of dumping, and they're all laughing like, ha ha ha. Like, y'all don't get it how it works. Right. And then he yesterday, if you go back and watch that stream, he explains here to here in harmony, dog. And then it finally clicked. This is why Uniswap keeps changing their liquidity pools. And I just never really understood why we needed to concentrate more and more on the single-sided staking. And, this is why charts don't pump no more. Because motherfuckers don't got to buy that shit. They don't got to buy 7 ETH worth. They could just single-side stake it, which is smart, right? But yo, he hella reminded me that Hex popped off because there used to not be single side staking. So you had to put, like, if you had $1 million worth of Hex, you had to put up $1 million. You couldn't just put it like one side in and like wait for everybody to come and buy that shit from you. Like, you had to put it in, and that's what helped like Hex like do this 10,000x, because there was no Hex to begin with. Like, there was no tokens, and everybody had to bring the money to get into the system. And that's what takes it, to this parabolic state where people, you can keep it going as long as you're just telling people, yeah, this shit's going to keep going up. In the heart of a bear market or a bull market, right? Top of the bull market was the top of Hex. But this little blip back here was pretty much like the sound foundation that created this rip. And that big payday is essentially how I envision like XEN right now. Like, these last 2 years is similar to like the hexagons laughing at everybody dumping on big payday, because like everyone thinks they know what they're doing, but they have no clue how designed the future is. And the Hex community was one of the first people to realize how V1 worked on Uniswap, and they used it to their advantage. You can, like, if I was a hexagon, I would say that we fucked up Uniswap so hard they had to make their own chain. Uniswap was dead in the sand, honestly, after that moment of gamified, because Uniswap has made it so no one can make money because of how powerful the Hex effect was. Like, nobody can make money now. Imagine how much more money we'd have made if they didn't have to concentrate the pools. Like that shit, man. We'd be making so much more money if it was just like V1 and V2 before we got to V3 and now V4 and now chain. Like, we're super far away. Like, even the XEN V2 pool is pretty bad. Like, it's got like no liquidity, 68,000 liquidity. Because again, people are more likely to do the dynamic pool, the V3, because again, they can just one side the liquidity and just sell it all at one side, or they can put ETH into one side and let people dump into their buy, right? So it's just a slower progress in XEN for the parabolicness that like is built in right now. right? And this is what, again, I'm saying, the centralized exchanges are gaming this last bit of whatever the fuck there is to game. They're not gonna let you get it yet. You're gonna have to keep believing, and then at least Jack and them understand it. So it's not like they released a white paper with an end date. No, there's still some ambiguous deception to be thrown out. There's still some hands to be shooken out. There's still some minds to be fucked. All right, we're not done yet. Like I said, we going to war, bro. Like, this white paper is just now the flag in the sand. Like, you see our fort. We coming. You see the fort now. You thought we was playing. No sirree, Bob. That's not my job. Buy Zen, stop mining or stop minting. Yeah, it's actually it's bad to mint Zen right now. The reason for that, I guess you guys can start doing this type of shit, man. If you really want to tap in with Zen, all you need to do is understand the G rank. That's the difficulty in Zen. And kind of why I'm laughing at everybody right now, because similar to how like I was saying, like this like day where a lot of inflation can reach the market and go into the right hands. That was the Hex big payday, which helped their chart 10,000x. The right people had the Hex by this point. By May 2021, the right people had it. They weren't going to sell. They weren't going to hold. The only difference between them and us, again, is they had the 2021 bull market. We still don't know what 2025 bull market looks like. I do think it's there. That's why I'm saying I think we're in this weird twilight zone where they're keeping chains alive to get to some sort of finish line. That's why we're stalling as a blockchain project. Like, we would have more intensity if the game or the industry was ready for what Zen has to offer. That's why it's okay that we're not booming yet. You got time to read the white paper. You got time to get to understand why Zen is important to own, what its tokenomics actually do. Like, you still have time. Now, the time is shrinking, and maybe you didn't wait too long to try to go and say, I need to understand now, right? But at least you have time to understand if you're hearing this right now under the presence of my voice. You still have time, because people don't understand Zen. Again, big brands have to position themselves because they don't have any coins, and they don't want there to be a fucking free-for-all of they got to take the ETH, right? Like, if your Zen coins flip overnight because the price goes up crazy on Ethereum, that's how I'm assuming it's going to happen. Like, this is going to run away, and the ARB oracles on the centralized exchanges are going to need to like be able to adjust instantly. And if they can't adjust to the DEX, it's really going to be a shit show. And I don't really know what that means for anybody who has coins locked on an exchange. Like, what does that shit show look like when you're trying to run out because everybody else is trying to run out, because like the bot is like draining all of the Zen coins, and and they don't really have the Zen no more. All they have is the ETH, and you're like, oh, no, I want the Zen. They're like, no, all we have is the ETH. Mint more Zen. When do you think Zen will start killing zeros? What's up, Lucas? I don't know, bro. What's up, Crypto Nation? Late last night, the market started pumping, then pulled back overnight. Yeah, and it's going to keep pumping, though. I'm like a hundo on it. So here's like how you can do the research. Again, if gas is where it is forever, like what this, like I said, like they updated the heat map because it looked like nobody was using ETH. Right? You could use my streams to go back in time. Yesterday, this shit was white as a motherfucker. This shit had no tan, had no color. And now they adjusted it so that it could have color. So we very curious on why that happened. And again, we're at the bottom of gas. So the Zenians' mindsets are changing. We're actually seeing that Ethereum can't handle what we're about to bring to its table. And it's trying to make us feel like, that's what I'm saying. Like Ethereum is trying to make a Xenian feel like this is the new normal. No one can touch us. That's what I'm saying. What the fuck does this look like when we touch yo at? I mean, let me stop. What is it going to be? A block of red? Are they really going to give us a block, like a whole week of red, and it's because of Zen on Ethereum? Like, what a crazy billboard. A whole week of red because everybody's trying to get into X1 chain. Because that's what my thought is. The thing about X1 that is going to kill Ethereum is the auction will have a soul in a sense. And it's always going to be most apparent when the auction's about to hit zero, because everyone's going to be trying to get the best price at zero. And that's the competition for the Ethereum block space. So we know that that's just going to be choked up at that point for however long that auction is lasting. So yeah, it's quite weird that they changed it, but yeah, you'll have to put your head on it, right? So since we know like gas is low, they're not trying to portray this ideology that gas will be higher. Another force comes into Zen for deflationary that a lot of people didn't realize until right now, because it didn't show itself. Like it was there. If you read back all the content and the literature about Zen, this is there, but it's just kind of unlikely. So I think a lot of us overlooked it, right? When we're looking at the Zen white paper again, the hardest thing here is actually going to be the rewards function. And then this G rank minus C rank concept, which is what drives the rewards, right? 26 million is the G rank. If your mint ends today and your C rank is 46 million, then you have 20 million worth of G ranks on your after your xeNFT, right? You have 20 million G ranks after your xeNFT, after your claim. So that's baked into the rewards to give you more Zen, because your base reward is going to be based on the AMP, right? So these G ranks are essentially the difficulty. And what's hella funny is everybody just went out there and just went crazy with the G rank on every chain. So you essentially started this at zero, but instead of it being at zero, realistically, it's at 26 million. It's at 116 million. Polygon's at 360 million, right? That's why I'm like, yo, Avalanche low key, Avalanche is a great place to mine because it's cheap. The G rank is low. And if people discover it, they'll go blow that shit up because it's really cheap now to mine over there. So they'll blow that shit up. And if you're not mining or you don't have G ranks in or whatever, like if you're not claiming already over there, like you're going to miss the explosion, right? 190 million on ETH-POW, 32 million on Moonbeam, Eve Moss, 256 million, Phantom, 400 million. They killed that chain. That really is dead. That might be the see, that's what I'm saying. Okay, here we go. This is a good example. That's actually one of the best examples is Phantom. The Phantom is is the best example of Zen in the future when it comes to the burn and what hyperinflation, or the theory that hyperinflation actually has a cap, it has a ceiling. Their G rank is exploded, and they didn't even make most of the Zen, right? What I'm thinking happened here was, again, people were trying to game Phantom, and they made a bunch of extra G ranks to inflate the G rank or to create Zen. Like they were under the impression, oh, all I need to do is make it, and I'll make it a lot, you know, and then I'll get a lot of money. Like that's all they were thinking. But what that did was that actually had a counteraction, which printed more G ranks. Like it hyperinflated the G rank. So now you need 400 million G ranks to come after you right now in Phantom to get the same rewards as anybody who got it at 0. And then the same thing goes like if you know, how long has it been here? Because if it's been here for a long time, then there's a lot of people with the same area of G rank type shit, right? And with their liquid supply and stake supply the way it is, this kind of like proves that like they burned a bunch of XEN and they still like the G rank, like they couldn't still make more XEN, you know, even with putting the G rank up to get, you know, bigger than I don't think people are really burning on Polygon, it seems. Because again, the G rank was supposed to control the supply, and technically the one with the highest G rank should have the highest supply, but this is the caveat that some people were making G ranks in Phantom and it did not expand on them, and they only did like 100 day, 200 day, and they didn't make nothing, and they just literally just added extra noise to the G rank and they didn't even know it. So yeah, Phantom XEN, that shit should go off. That's some of the rarest XEN out right now. It's a mind fuck. It's a backwards thing in the reality of XEN, because it's actually at the bottom too. But technically, if this ran, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not in Phantom, but if this ran and you came over here with your $627, you started buying up this shit, you would cause something extra to happen, because there's not, people couldn't generate new XEN. They'd have to go long, like they'd have to max mint to get the maximum out of the G rank, because it's too large for a 100-day mint, if that makes any sense. Like it's just way too big. Like 400 million, like you can only make, I think like 72, I don't know, I don't have it on the rainbow, but you can only make like 45 VMUs per block because of the way the DAG is set up. So like that's what I mean. People went crazy on Phantom. They went crazy with the mint over there when you know how XEN works. Like everybody put in work. They burned the shit out of Phantom. And it almost addresses like how stupid airdrops are. I'm sorry to all the Phantom believers. But do you see how like uneducated the experience, like this is like a dunce cap to the XEN world. Like why didn't and it's like, like if you've blown up your G rank, you dunce capped your XEN, because now it's going to take hella native coin to get the same effect. So really you should be buying that shit, because you know now like it's impossible almost, unless a whale, like on Pulse Chain, what's funny about it is like if a whale showed up with like mad native, I'm talking like hella Pulse Chain, and then they're like, all right, fuck it, I'm joining X1, and they just started making the G ranks like daily, like they what I've already thought of this, but you just create a strategy where you have a bucket of G ranks. Like I want to add 1 million G ranks to the pool, and I want to do it strategically so I can get other people to join me as I get to my 1 million VMUs. I'm gonna try to get people in, and like, you know, I need each one of them to make one Zentarion so that they can help me push the G rank and get me more rewards. So you're gonna have to socially engineer, and that's what I'm saying. That we already know they're doing this in the other side of the ESL. Like they really know how to fucking take people in. Like I don't care about you. Like I don't feed the pigeons, right? So unfortunately, I'm not that guy. But on the other side, there's a lot of grifters who will do that. That brings me back to the ET story. I think that's why ET got so mad at Jack. Jack fucked up ET's game, and ET really believed in the G rank. ET thought he found the game, and when Jack was like, I'm not gonna drop X1 yet, like it fucked ET's whole head up, because he expanded the G rank, and it was on him. He did it. Like all it took was one whale to overdo it. And now this shit is going because the deception was to get the whale to start it. And they try to run Jack Levin under a bus. And even to this day, they're still trying to run Jack Levin under a bus. Like you speak good about Jack, even in the price chat. I'm over there spitting Zen facts because I know people don't watch the channel, and niggas just throwing fucking clowns and shit emojis on my post because I'm spitting facts, and they trying to throw Jack under the bus because they paid or some dumb shit. Now this shit look retarded because they all out in the open looking like dirty, greasy, like basement fools. like oh, now they're super broke because like now they're retarded and they can't explain themselves. They're just 100% scam. And this is how fair Zen is. All of us are at the bottom. Scammers got their ski mask off and shit. Like, I'm gonna put this shit back on when X1 show up, so I don't care if I show you my face because I'm gonna disappear anyways. That's how it feels talking to a fucking scammer in the Zen world. They dead ass talking to me saying I'm a scammer because they gotta keep up the show. And now because if you say crypto bruh follows Jack Levin and you're throwing Jack Levin under the bus, then my knowledge or education instantly is as stupid as Jack Levin, right? And then again, I'm black, so that shit is mad funny because some people can just be like, oh look, he's black, like you don't want to believe a black guy, where it has nothing to do with that, right? It has nothing to do with that. So we know that this shit was socially engineered to do something. And it did it, and now a lot of people are pissed that it works. And they've been, until this moment, they still trying to tell you X1 ain't real when the white paper is real. They calling me the paid actor. Nigga, get the fuck out of here. Let me sip my coffee. I might be in the Zen Cabal. India is on India is on standby, bro. They're on standby. My God. Fucking motherfuckers. But no, that's just because they can't read. Or like whoever's like on the opposition right now, it's just they're so into whatever or whoever that gave them the knowledge that they think that that person has the best answers. Right? I think, again, from understanding the G rank, it really does feel like now the whole breakup of the Zen world a year ago. So like if you're looking at the Zen chart, it's printed on the chart, which is pretty funny. If you go to the weekly, I always talk about this shit because it was some of the most painful time in the Zen community. And if you stayed around in this pain of 24, or no, actually my bad. This was the pain right here. From April 23rd to October 23rd, 2023 to October 9th, 2023. This was the most painful time in Zen because everybody was minting and selling. And there was so much deception of what was going to happen. Ooh, shit. There was so much deception of what was going to happen that everybody was like, oh, what do we do? Like, do we sell our Zen and like follow people we believe in? Or do we like move on? So everybody started moving on to what they wanted to do. Zen came out with XENblocks, and we moved into that. Hold on, I'm gonna get a drink of water real quick. Hold up. All right. I drank my coffee way too fast. I was like, fuck, I need to drink some water so I can breathe. You can't breathe with the coffee, though. You can with the water. All right, but yeah, so everybody was selling their Zen right here because like whoever was running their agenda at the time was telling them what to do with it. And if you like, even me, like I used to follow a bunch of people who got me into Zen, and I broke up with like all of that noise. Like I've been on my own journey since like 2023 and mining XENblocks when everybody was saying that was incorrect and it didn't align with what I thought was supposed to be the future. Right? We had the ordinals. I made money on ordinals. So it was really hard for me to act as if what Jack was saying about proof of work wasn't real. There's still a world for that. So these 9 weeks in Zen built the whole community, because this community consolidation area, where I called it community building. If you remember, I had a whole chart. I just destroyed it because everybody be taking my shit and flipping it every other way. So whatever. If you watch the channel, you getting the real me. If you get it on the second hand, find the channel. But like this community building piece here was really, really important. But we got to another sell-off because there was no X1 chain. And it was, again, like you could step in and you could manipulate it. You could take people's ignorance and change up the game because, again, the idea is to kill Zen now. Like, it needs to die. Right? Like, it's never going to come out. X1's never going to come out. But the thing is you can stomp out all the flame. But if an Emerald or an Embryo, I don't know, I can't say it. Fucking shit. But yo, if a little flame is still there, bitch, wildfire season. Or, you know, just massive stomp out. They're trying to stomp us out, but we're not going anywhere. So that's why we're here today. It's such a crazy paint, the way that this chart has been painted, even with these moving averages, the 72, the 21 on the weekly coming to a squeeze. You know what I'm saying? It's like when we had this giant pump and we went straight up to that 72 and got rejected. That was the signal for the whales that you only got so much time left, motherfuckers. The next time we go up and over this, we'll see how hard we push. Again, I have a vision. The Puffco. No, I don't need to hit the Puffco right now when I'm drinking coffee and thinking about Zen. We hit the Puffco before the show. You call it the India on standby, the G team. Lols. But yeah, where we are right here, my whole thing is, I think we're headed, truthfully, I thought it was gonna be 80 million, but I think we're headed to 300. Put it right here. Now, if we slide backwards, now what you'll see is there's actually resistance right here. There was a moment in time where people were actually positive about Zen. June 2023 at 300 million. So we've been here before. This isn't anything new. I was being very conservative, but now that we have so much concentrated hater feeling built into this bottom, because like who would have ever expected X1 would come out with a white paper and people would jump to conclusions? That's weird to me. That's very weird. Like, it's crypto. You could just read it and you don't have to jump to no conclusions. You don't, unless you're programmed to navigate the space that way, where you read the abstract and you think you know it all. Because I mean, I'm sure, again, the airdrop culture created this weird crypto person that only knows how to talk about airdrop. Like, they can't tell you how, they couldn't articulate to you why block space is the most important asset of the chain. Like, if you wanted to get as deep as that, like, they wouldn't be able to articulate it to you. They'd probably just tell you it's great. It's a good thing. It moves fast. Like, they wouldn't be able to tell you, like, oh, it's got the VRF consensus mechanism that is stake weighting everyone's participation and adding a little bit of randomness so that that's like too much. I get it, but again, that's what I'm trying to get at, is that we've got two different educators in the crypto space, and those that are jumping to conclusions right now are showing us how much they don't understand about blockchain, and it's making the Zen story have so much power. That's just like the way it is. We're having so much power, and we're not even trying to do this shit. Like, I'm saying a joke right now that everybody everyone falling into our lap are the people who are out there right now telling everybody, man, X1 ain't even out. That's just their white paper. It's not even out. Like, that is the freest, that is the most free marketing you could get. Because you're going to go tell somebody who has no clue of what's going on that they can go and read about it because it's not even out yet. Right? Maybe you got them by control. Like, you got some mind control over them that you're so powerful that when you say you shouldn't look at it, they'll be able to be like, oh, okay, cool, I don't need to look at it. And I could attest, I've been in camps again where they told me not to get into Solana. They told me not to get into XRP, right? They're telling me how to drive the Hex ship. So, I mean, I've been right there with that person who's listening to someone that they got confidence in. But the thing is, motherfuckers, when you go read this white paper, it's on you to accept it. It's on you to wait to see if it breaks. Been in testnet for 6 months. But it's you. What are you going to do now, huh? What are you going to send a bunch of fucking bots to X1 chain and give us a bunch of fees? We already got that shit figured out. You're going to have to keep sending these. You got to keep deploying these idiots to other idiots so they can keep jacking their coins and dumping on the heads of everybody else. So that's the only way. You're going to have to keep your regime. It's going to be crazy. What up, George? Make up your own price. What up, Q? What it do? I will never get fudded out of my Zen, says Crypto Nation. Factors. We got Og in the house. Here. Homie putting together the white paper on my own. Hey, I read this thing already like 4 times, man. I'm just excited that it came together. And then people were still like, where's the XEN? Like, man, we got ultimate haters outside. You throw these motherfuckers a steak dinner and they're going to ask you where the salt and pepper type shit. Like, the fuck? Nigga, I just threw you a steak dinner. Where's the salt and pepper? Ungrateful. Lucas says, I discovered Zen months ago, bro, but I bought some more yesterday. And you're the only one talking about it today. That's just the way it is, bro. I talk about Zen every day. Greetings from Chile. Oh, you from Chile? So, hey, didn't I just say that like everybody is hyped on Zen right now is not from America, which is so fucking crazy to me. But shout outs to Chile. Shout outs to China. Shout outs to Germany. Shout outs to Poland. Shout outs to Russia. Who else? Who am I forgetting? Oh, Brazil. Shout outs to Brazil. I know we got Brazil in the house. I hope Japan's out there. Shout out to Japan. I don't know if you're from Japan. Say what's up. Say what's up, Japan. What up, Dusty? An amazing white paper. I'm glad that you read it too, Brody. That's good. That's a good one. Emmanuel says, when will... I don't know what token that is. Get that shit out of here. Emmanuel, that shit the fuck out of here. George says, does Zen have a Telegram? I don't know, bro. If Zen has a Telegram, you might need to find out which one's got the most truth. The Zen Telegram I try to be in all the time is the XENblocks one, because we're hella mean in there. I just went to the price chat and there's a bunch of pussies in there. So, you know, I don't really fucking want to hang out over there as much anymore because I don't really vibe with the pussy side of crypto. You know, unless you are a female and you're in crypto, I might vibe. But if you're just pussy and do you have natural testosterone, you're going to have to get the fuck out of my space currently, because we building world bridges with this X1 shit. We're going to change everything in the blink of an eye. Everybody is going to understand what we are putting on the table. They're going to see that shit. They're going to smell that shit. They're going to love that shit. And with that being said, man, I'm disappearing. Peace.
Astronaut.